I'm going to go right in with an F pencil from Artist Loft and make a sort of left tilted oval. And I'm going to make another one tilting the opposite direction, pretty much parallel to that. And then I'm going to make an indented line and another one on the bottom, like so. And now I'm going to make a larger oval, actually two of them on the bottom, and use a small sort of skinny oval to connect the two. You can see what I'm doing here. Then I'm going to take a slightly downward curved line through the space between the two sets of ovals, and this will be the seam where the lips meet. Now I'm using this F pencil to define the bottom lip. It doesn't go exactly with the ovals because those are just guidelines. And I'm going to start defining the cupid's bow of this lip. These do go up and over the ovals and dip down in the middle. In the center we want to have a dipped lower lip, as we do not want it to be just a straight line. Leave some space in between the lips. We're going to define the outer corners of the mouth now. Just give it a little more depth, if you will. We're going to use a Faber-Castell H3 pencil now, if the camera will focus. There we go. Okay, we're going to use this Faber-Castell pencil to add some more definition to the cupid's bow. Now, I don't have this pencil sharpened, like very sharp. I like to keep it sort of blunt and use it almost to make a 3D-ish effect when it comes to defining. We want to define all the parts of the lip, including the part where the lips would meet, and make sure we do leave a space in between the two lips. Now I'm going to use the eraser of a mechanical pencil, just because I love how small they are and how easily you can get into small spaces. And I'm going to be fixing this outer corner of the lip where I had overdrawn it and make it slightly more even. And you may have noticed the lips are not exactly symmetrical, but that's okay. Now we're going to use a 2H pencil from Artist Loft, and we're going to start our shading. In the outer corners, we're just going to almost like cross-hatching in a little bit, just sort of shade what we want. We want to do in between the two ovals and the bottom lip, and we want to do the outer corners of both lips. Exactly what we want, right? Now we are going to go in with, I don't know if I can find it, back in with the eraser and erase the guideline ovals because they're no longer really necessary, even though you can still slightly see them. We don't want to have them like completely gone, but mostly gone. And we're going to go in with a Duart Onyx dark pencil. Not actually sure what their letter is. It just says Onyx, and I love this pencil so much. I got it at Michael's. And we're just gonna sort of define around where the guideline ovals were, because you can still slightly see them if you look close. Now I'm gonna make a little triangle on the top lip, just because I don't know. I don't even know what that part of the lip is called. I know I have one on my lip, and it helps me when I'm drawing lips. Now I'm defining the line between the upper and bottom lip. Onyx pencils are great because they can be really dark and they can be really light, just depending on how much pressure you use. They sort of are like very soft. I love them. And go back in, define the Cupid's bow a little more. This girl obviously has very full, pouty lips, and we're gonna go in with a graphite pen. I absolutely love these. Somebody introduced them to me very early on until when I started drawing, and I fell in love. The only problem is they're easy to break. So we're going into the outer corners of the mouth again, because that's where we do the bulk of our shading. But we're also going along the bottom edge of the lip. And now we're definitely doing some cross-hatching. And the bottom of the upper lip is now getting some attention as well as the top lip. And we are leaving a space between the first defining line and drawing a second one where we're putting our shading. So far, so good. We are going in with a Byeeeee pencil from Kimberly, and we're going to be really like crisping up the edges, define them very crisply. This pencil I do keep very sharp because I want a point. And I'm gonna draw little light shines on the bottom of the lip where I'm gonna want them. And I probably should have used like my 3H pencil on this because the B did end up being a little dark. I'm gonna go back in with 2H and shade around it very lightly. Now I am gonna get a bunch of blending stumps, and I'm gonna need, let's see if I can find, there we go. I need the 1/4 with the long pointed tip, and I'm also going to use the 1/8. It's very skinny, you have to be very careful not to break it. And setting that as 1/8 aside, I'm going to start blending these lips. I work from the darkest points inwards. I'm not sure if that's how you're supposed to do it, but that's how I do it. We're gonna try to avoid the light shines really at first, just to make sure it's all nicely blended. And the light shines weren't working for me because I had drawn them in too dark, and so I just went over them very lightly. I like using the one with the long tip because you can use the very tip and also use the edges. Now with my woodless pencil, I am again defining the interior, which is a little darker. Using the side, I'm going to blend that out as much as I can. Now I'm going to use my 1/8 and very carefully blend right above the upper light shine of my lip and in the very outer corners. I'm going to use my 2H to define the edges very lightly. This 2H pencil isn't that dark, but it can add some good realism to the picture. Just very careful. Also being careful not to put my hand on the drawing and completely smudge it beyond recognition. I'm going to go in with my eraser and erase where the teeth are going to go, and back in with the 2H to start sketching out the basic teeth. So for this small of a space, we're probably really only going to see the 2 front teeth, so basically it's just one line that slightly curves on both ends. Now I'm using my eraser to bring some of those light shines back in. Very lightly. We're not erasing it to the white, we're just sort of lightening it, and I'm going to use my thumb to smudge those a little bit. Then we're going in with my mechanical pencil because it's the skinniest, and we are just drawing a ton of little lines going around the lip. Make sure you're making them curved as if they're going over like a cylinder or something like that, because lips are not flat. We don't want flat lines, we want round lines. It really just like makes the lip look so much better. And now I'm blurring out the edges of the lips because unless you have really bad lip liner, your lips aren't really that stark on the edges. I'm just gonna make this little indent thing that you have over your lip, under your nose. I honestly don't know what it's called. And just add some shading there. It adds a lot of realism. Also gonna do the skin around the lip. And just smudge it with your thumb. This isn't actually part of drawing the lips, it's just something I like to do. And of course, never forget to sign your work. Bye!